Hey Xbox gamers, Malik from the Xbox Ambassadors team here, and the newest Xbox update is rolling out to gamers everywhere. And a huge part of that is the integration of Beam into Xbox. Beam, of course, is the interactive live streaming platform, and what we're introducing today are really three main features, which is broadcasting, viewing, and discovery. So we're going to talk about it, and who better than the co-founder of Beam, Matt Salsamendi, to talk about it. How's it going, Matt?
It's going great. Thanks for having me.
Happy to have you. So now, especially here at the Xbox Ambassadors program, we're all about community, and the community is super excited about bringing Beam to Xbox One. So we'll get to a question from them in a second, but I wanted to start with you and the team who've been working really hard to bring this out. Tell us a bit about how it feels to actually be able to bring Beam to Xbox One.
Sure. I mean, it's super exciting for us and the team, but not only just us, the community is really excited too. And I think that's super important, like you mentioned. Everybody's super hyped about it.
Yeah.
When we announced the acquisition, our goal was to bring more people to Beam, more people around the super low latency interactive broadcasting. I think by bringing Beam to Xbox and Windows 10, it's going to allow a lot of opportunities for people to discover what we're working on, and most importantly, get in there and get engaging with their friends and start broadcasting. So
yeah, it's going to be super cool. Now, one of the main focuses is on speed, and obviously now you can set up a broadcast directly from the Xbox guide, right? So Maxon has our first question, who wants to know, what is it like setting up a stream? Like if you're a streamer for the first time, what's that experience like, and what can they expect?
Yeah, we wanted to make it super easy. We want to make it possible for you to be sitting there playing a game, have a moment that you want to share with your friends, go in, you just hit the Nexus button, the Xbox button on your controller. You'll go to the guide, and there's a little broadcasting button. When you're there, you'll have a bunch of settings to configure how you want your broadcast to look. So if you have a Kinect connected, we'll allow you to set up things like your microphone, the positioning of like the overlay. We provide a bunch of different easy-to-use settings to customize the broadcast to make it how you want it. And then from there, you just hit go live. Next thing you know, you're broadcasting. What we think is super important, though, is not just the experience for starting the broadcast, but also for getting your friends involved and for getting past that kind of first couple viewer slump that you usually get into. So I like to think of it as a pizza party, right? You want to get a couple friends involved. I love pizza.
I love pizza.
And so what we want to do is, like I said, we want to send notifications to your friends. There's also a following system on Beam where when you use our viewing app, which we'll talk about in a second, you can go in and follow streamers. And when you follow a streamer, you get a notification about their stream regardless of if you're a Xbox fan with them. So there's two different ways to do it. We make it super easy for people to not only start broadcasting, but also for people to find their friends broadcasting and get in there and get engaged.
And you can actually also link your Beam account to your Microsoft account, right? So tell us a bit about the benefits that has.
Exactly. So when you go to start broadcasting from your console, typically what will happen is when you broadcast for the first time, we'll create a Beam account automatically for you using your gamer tag, right? So it'll make a Microsoft account, it'll generate your gamer tag, it'll do all those things to create your Beam account. That said, a lot of people already have Beam accounts. And they've built up a following there. They have their own brand, their own identity that might be different from their gamer tag. And so if you already have your account that you want to link, if you go to the Beam viewing app that's on the console, or you go to the Beam website, either on your phone or on a desktop computer, under the top right, there's an account tab, and that tab allows you to link your existing Beam account to a gamer tag or to a Microsoft account. And by doing that, you can broadcast straight to that account from your Xbox, right? So we give you different choices, like we said. And so it makes it super easy for you to retain your own brand if you want it, or create a new one.
Bring your followers along if you already have them, right?
Exactly.
And so with the Beam app on Xbox One, it's really all about choice. There are many ways for an Xbox gamer to share their gaming experiences, but we think Beam offers some pretty cool advantages. And so that brings us to Scratch's question, and he wants to know what's FTL and what are some of the advantages of that, and some of the other advantages of using Beam on Xbox.
Absolutely. So, I mean, like you mentioned, choice is a huge part of competition. We think that's awesome. That said, we want to make Beam the best place to broadcast. We want to make it fun and engaging. And one of the ways that we do that is through super low latency broadcasts. So when you're broadcasting on Beam, you're interacting with your chat, you're hanging out with your community, that all happens in real time. So if you say something, your audience sees it less than 1 second later.
That's cool.
And what that allows you to do is build a community, right? Because you're able to have those deep conversations, because you're able to actually go in and engage really deeply with your audience, it fosters a stronger, more tight-knit community. It's more fun to hang out with your friends that way. And it's something that we're super excited. We call that technology FTL. And so that's that. It's pretty cool.
I think it's pretty cool. So personally, I know a lot of gamers are probably like me. Sometimes it's almost more exciting to watch a stream, watch someone play a game than it is to play yourself, because you get to sit back and you still get the gameplay, but you also get that experience of interacting with someone that you chose to follow, a streamer. So tell us a bit about what that's like, what the viewing experience is like for Xbox One.
For sure. So we've made it super simple to get in there and just like broadcasting, actually watch Beam streams too. So when you get the new update, there'll be a new Beam app on your console that you can go in and use to find your favorite Beam broadcasters, see your friends that are broadcasting, and see other people from the broader Beam community on different platforms too. What's really cool though, you can go in and you can chat with broadcasters from there, but specifically what I think is super interesting is the concept of interactive. So it's not just chat. We also have this very cool thing where if a broadcaster is streaming from, say, a Windows 10 PC, they can download different mods for the games that they're playing that allow their audience to actually influence the gameplay from Beam as a viewer. So if I'm watching someone playing Minecraft and they have this like Minecraft mod installed, for example, I can go in and choose what enemies they have to fight. I can give them weapons, I can give them tools, armor, all sorts of things to make the gameplay more interesting. And the way that works is I accumulate these things called sparks, for watching broadcasts. So when I sit there and I'm watching streams, I'm earning these sparks. And when I get to a certain threshold of sparks that the streamer sets up, I can go in and spend those sparks to actually trigger an action within the game. Some streamers have it set up so it's like a soundboard, so you trigger different sound effects.
For sure, I've seen that.
Yeah, there's tons of crazy cool things. It's an open platform, so developers can create these very cool, rich integrations for different games. And it's something that's super exciting. And you can use all of those viewer-facing features to interact with the broadcasters from the Beam viewing app on console.
Which is cool.
So
and to that point, I actually saw a stream of Beam Plays Killer Instinct. I thought it was just the coolest thing ever, seeing the actual chat influence what the fighters were doing on screen. It blew my mind. So this is all really exciting stuff, and I know a lot of gamers are excited to get their hands on Beam on Xbox. And so the next question comes from Wapak, who wants to know, when is Beam on Xbox One going to be available?
Yeah, so it's actually starting rollout today. So you'll be able to go in and go into the settings and actually update manually. Or if you're watching from the future, you might already have the update. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. So if you're looking for a few Beam channels to follow, be sure to follow the Xbox channel, the Beam channel, the Xbox Ambassadors channel. Thank you so much, Matt, for stopping by. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.